Hi, I'm Nicole. Welcome to my channel. This is my journey as a reseller. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support.
Hello. Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Hi, Damien. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Welcome to the Nice Find YouTube channel. Thanks for being here. But yeah, let's just kick this off. Nicole, tell me, who are you? Why are you here? Why are you on the YouTube channel? Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I'm excited about this. I've been excited about this because I really enjoy sharing my experience. So I'm Nicole. I'm 38 years old. I live in upstate New York in the country in a very rural area. I'm married. I have three kids. They're 17, 14, and 7. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for, I think, 9 years now. I've been a stay-at-home mom, and that's kind
Nice.
of, as long as I've been with my husband. So when we first got together, that was our kind of thing. Like we decided, like, I'm gonna stay home with the kids and he's gonna make the money. That was like our thing. So I've been doing,
Until you
this.
started reselling, and now you're probably
Right,
making
right.
more than your
Well,
husband.
right, right. Well, that's how the story goes because, like, this has been going on for years. Stay at home mom, and a couple years ago, my son went to school, so it's like I had all this time during the day to kind of, I don't know, there's really not a whole lot to do, because only so many times you can clean your house. And so that's when and this is kind of like when the whole COVID thing was going on. So there was like this overload of MLM companies going on. And, you know, I,
Oh, wait, let's
I
get this
just,
straight. Hold on, hold on. So you're a reseller now, right? You're not an MLM
yes,
promoter.
no, not at
Okay,
all.
okay. So you're a reseller now. You're a stay-at-home mom that resells part-time, full-time.
I would say full time. I do this full time, give or take some hours a week. But yeah, this is my
Where
full.
do you usually resell and like eBay, Mercari, like what's your usual biggest platform?
It's eBay. And
Nice.
that's changing. I have recently joined like a cross lister called Flip. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody's heard of it, but it's
Never heard of that
free.
one.
It's
We've
free. That's
we tried what's the one like cross not cross
list
oh my god.
perfectly.
List perfectly. Yes, we tried
Yeah,
that
but
one
it's
before.
there's a fee. There's a fee each
Mm-hmm.
month. So with Flip, there's no fee. It's absolutely free. So I was like, that's really cool. So I'm recently starting to expand out to Macari and Poshmark, but I don't know what's going on with Poshmark. Like I'm really not having the best luck. I think it's because I'm not so active on there, and you really got to like stuff and share stuff and be all social. But like Macari, I do really like the Macari platform a lot, like the way it's set up. But I do the most on eBay right now, but I'm trying to, branch out to those things. And it's been a year since
Nice.
almost exactly October 17th of 2021 is
Oh
when I
yeah, it is almost
started.
a year. Yeah. I think what's the
Yeah.
25th, 26th. Okay,
Yes.
dang. So okay,
So,
so you're reselling now. You've been reselling for a year, right? And I think this let's paint the picture for the audience. Like, why are you
okay.
here, right? Because we connected via YouTube. Gotta love the internet. You bought one of our mystery boxes.
Yes. And
And
I was so
how did you
happy.
like it? I need honest feedback here. We're
Oh,
not BSing on this channel.
I totally loved it because I've been looking for Amazon sealed mystery boxes, and I just haven't been able to find any, not any that weren't like $250 or some crazy amount of money. But I really liked it, Damien. There, everything was new. Everything was clean, which is great too, and everything was easy to find, on Amazon, so I could like find the details about it, which is important to me, so I can list fast. And all
Definitely.
the items were good items that are, their value is enough to where I can turn a profit on all those
Sure.
things. And they're good items, like, especially like around Christmas time. There was like a beautiful jewelry box that was like $50, like a whole soccer set. And, they're selling fast. That's another thing that,
That's
is
key. I think that's very, very like undervalued, like I don't know, factor in choosing a right item to sell, right? You need it to move quickly because if something can be valuable, but if there's only three people in the world that are like looking at, you know what I mean? It's
yes,
not
for
valuable
sure.
as you
Yeah.
think.
That's super important to me. And I kind of keep track of, every place I buy from, how much I really did make, because I have my potential profit, because I always do that in my YouTube videos when I do unboxings.
Plug right
Try
there. Go follow Nicole. What's your YouTube channel name?
It's Crazy Beautiful Nicole, Journey of a Reseller.
Nice, nice. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Simple and straight to the point, right?
Right, right, right. I don't want to change it now. When I started with YouTube, I didn't know I was going to be doing unboxings because at that point, I didn't know that that's the direction I was going to be taking with getting my inventory. Because at that point, I was just selling stuff around my house. But I
Okay,
was so
okay.
excited about it, and I was watching others, and I thought it'd be good to give, some input about, kind of what happened to me with MLMs and why I had stuff to sell and how I got into it, because the MLM part is really important
Yeah, let's get
to.
into it. So what? So you got into these MLMs, like you were. So your son goes to school. You
Yes.
find yourself bored at the house. All right, it's time to start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Start time to start making some money. So you start looking into MLMs. And
Yes.
for those
Well,
who don't know, what is an MLM, and can you
it's
give
a
us a little gist?
multi-level marketing companies. Oh gosh, how do I even explain it? I mean, it's like, like it's not a pyramid scam. It's or scheme, whatever it is. It's multi-level marketing where, there's people at the top and then the middle. And yeah, I
And
don't know.
you're making money if you sign up more people that are under you, and then if they sign somebody up, right? So it's kind of like a
Yes.
pyramid scheme type of thing. Like this is what
Yes.
we. You ever watch The Office? You ever like when Michael Scott?
Yes. Yes.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se.
He
I
joins the
have.
pyramid scheme. But okay. So you get into MLMs. Were they
Yes.
working? Were they not working? Was it worth the
Okay.
time?
So I thought they were working as I'm doing them, and I signed up for multiple MLMs. I mean, like, can I name them on here or no?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so like 31, Lavelle, Tupperware, Color Street, Mary Kay, Scentsy. It was one after another because their sign up thing was so appealing. Like spend $100 and get all this stuff. But see,
Yeah.
like the person I am, I've always been interested in sales and like, I love to pitch things, and I love that drive and to get the sale. It's very exciting to me.
Oh, it's
So
it's an addicting feeling for
it
sure.
really is, but it's so much fun. So like I really, liked that at first, but like after I was signing up for all these companies, I really wasn't making any money. I was spending more money buying stuff from these places than I actually was making money, because they always have these promotions or buy this, or you're trying to get to the next level, and it's never there. It's like you really got to put a lot of money in to make it to the top, but you're still really not making anything. And I don't mean to knock it, because I know there's people that, really still enjoy it. But for me, it just wasn't a good fit. It was a lot of work. I
Yeah.
constantly had to be messaging people, and I just like, it was very stressful. I felt like
And
I
it's
was
hard
kind
to
of.
sell something where you like if you're stressed out, like why would you want your friends to sign up? Right. And then your
Yeah,
family, like you're gonna pass them down on this, this golden covered turd, and it's just like you don't feel right
yeah,
about it.
and it wasn't even my item, so it's like it really wasn't my own business. That's how they get you, like, oh, you own your business. You really don't. That's the thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so you make hardly
Zilch.
nothing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so now so you sign up
So
for these MLMs, you get a bunch
yeah.
of these like sign on bonuses and all these like stuff like that they send you.
Oh, so much
Is that
stuff.
where your like reselling stuff came in? Like when that's where you
Yeah.
started like, oh, let me list these
So
on eBay really quickly.
yeah, like, and also I had signed up for a lot of like weight loss programs, like, like Ziangular, Lavelle, Cayenne, just like supplement programs. So I had all that stuff too, because none of it really truly worked. So I had all these items, and I was already done doing the MLMs. I had to tell people for like 6 months straight, like, please don't message me. Like, I'm done with this. Like, I can't do it anymore. So I had all this stuff. And I mean, my closet was full, my basement was full, and I mean, just items, and they're expensive. It really is,
Oh yeah,
because when
definitely.
these items, you're paying for the item, but you're also paying to pay the people. So it's like, the prices are pretty jacked up. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had all these
definitely.
items. So one day I'm sitting there, and it was a Sunday, and I remember it specifically. It was October 17th. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna like list some stuff on eBay. Let's see how it goes. I mean, it can't go wrong. So I quickly signed up for an account. I didn't even already have an eBay account. Okay.
Okay, so this is
Um,
literally your first time ever like listing something on eBay.
yes, yes. So I go on, and I'm like, they would only let me sell 5 items. So I was like, that's weird. But I'm like, okay, whatever. So I picked a few of the more expensive items, that were like, I was going to list for like $50 or 30 or something like that. So I listed them. And within hours, and I'm not even kidding you, like my phone was like cha-ching, cha-ching. You know how it like does the cha-ching thing when you sell something, which
Yeah,
I love.
yeah. My favorite feeling, my favorite
Yeah.
sound, I mean, in the world.
Right. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I couldn't believe it. And I also had something going on an auction because I wanted to try that out too. Like, let's try an auction. And people were like, going up and up and up and over my asking price. And I was just like, that's weird. But anyways, I was like, so excited. Like, I can't believe this. Is this real? Like, people really buy online like this on
Oh yeah.
eBay? And so I already had like the whole shipping going at home because of all these companies that I had worked for. Obviously, I shipped like makeup and stuff out. So
Mm-hmm.
I had everything like, all the supplies that I would need. I didn't have a label printer yet, which I have got now, which is super important, but I had my printer that I would print the label on.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't an issue. So I was like, oh my gosh, here I sold these items. And I'm like, I need more items. So I had wrote to eBay. I think I had, created a chat with them and was like, listen, I need more items. Like,
Wait,
and they're like,
road to
okay,
eBay. I'm not familiar with that. What's that?
what do you mean?
What'd you say? Oh, wrote to eBay. Like you wrote to
Wrote.
eBay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like a customer service, I guess you
I'm
could say.
sorry. I thought it was like a Facebook group or something.
No,
Continue. Sorry.
that's funny. No.
So
So
you wrote to eBay because you needed more inventory.
I,
Is this how
I
you
needed
stumbled
more
across
items.
liquidations?
What?
Is this how you stumbled across liquidations and like boxes and pallets?
Well, not yet. So I wrote to eBay and said, hey, can I have more items? And they were like, yes, you can have like 60 items. So that was like, yes, I'm going to list 60 items and they're going to sell. And they really did, Damien. It happened really fast for me. I just started going around my house and taking stuff and putting it all on the table and taking pictures. I mean, it makes me feel so good talking about it because it was so exciting.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. Not only are you
I
getting
mean,
rid of crap from your house, clearing up some space, you're recovering some money back too, right?
right. And that's just it. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell you how much. Like, obviously, this wasn't like full profit because I paid legit money for the
Yeah, of
stuff.
course. Yeah, this is like
But
used
like,
like hub stuff, but it's a great way to
yeah,
get into it and practice your selling, practice your shipping, and understanding you need to get a label printer, right? Like things like that that just kind of kick you into that selling drive, right?
yeah, and I still do it till this day. Like I just did it yesterday. Was like, let me go in my cupboard and see if there's anything in there. And there's brand new stuff sitting in there, and things from Pampered Chef, and like that stuff sells great on eBay. So I believe everybody has stuff in their house, and I think that's how
Oh yeah.
everybody. Yeah, I think that's how everybody should start out. Is if someone's sitting home and they just don't
Yeah.
you want to do something, give it a try because it really
That's
works for
exactly what
me.
it is. Because I remember so my mom would always talk shit to me. She's like, "Why are you selling crap? Why are you selling that? Just throw it out. Just throw." I'm like, "No, listen. This is gonna go and make us 20, $30, and I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna get myself some Chipotle, and it's gonna be free. Because why would you throw this out? You can make 30, 40, $50, right? Out of this used clothes, like anything that you haven't worn in years, like you'd be surprised what people pay for that stuff.
I know, and it's crazy. And I see, like, I didn't know this up until a year ago that this was so big. I truly didn't. For years I've been kind of going to thrift stores, and just the thrill of the hunt for me has been
Ooh,
like,
have you tried like thrifting and selling?
oh yeah, and I've been doing it for years. And like, I would just love to find that item that was worth like 80 to 100 bucks and pay 50 cents to a dollar for it.
Oh
And I
yeah.
wouldn't need it. I would just bring it home and have it like kind of like a showcase, like, hey, I got this for
Look what I scooped up.
yeah, so I always love to do that. And that's how that whole thing came about. Like after about 10 days of selling on eBay, I had made my first YouTube video of kind of what was going on. I was going to just give like tips and stuff. I had no idea at that point I was going to be like doing unboxings.
You're just on
I
fire, huh? Your son goes to school, you're like, you know what? Let's do this.
Well, and it kind of, and that's the thing too, is like I was a state, I've been a stay-at-home mom. You fall into these roles as like a person. Like I'm a mother, I'm a
Mhm.
wife, but like I'm so much more than those two things. Like I have so much more to me. So like this really like made me have a purpose in life to,
Sure.
obviously being a mother and being a wife are like the most important things. But I mean, to have a purpose for myself, for like my, you know, my drive.
Self-fulfillment.
Yeah, and like I
Yeah.
have so much drive and I need to put it somewhere. Like I really do. And like this has really just been awesome for me. Like I just really, really, truly love
Well,
it.
not only is it fun, you're actually making money, right? And it's like
Yeah, and
I
that's
love
another
YouTube
thing
because it allows us to like learn and meet new people and like
for
just
sure.
learn from each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like we wouldn't have never connected if we weren't on YouTube, if you weren't on YouTube. Like we would have just never chatted, right?
I
And
know.
yesterday I think we had a like an hour-long conversation just like on a
Yeah.
random Tuesday, like, hey, what's
Yeah.
up? And it's like an hour later, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Where does the time go, right? No, that's
Right.
great. That's awesome. So, okay, so you're reselling now. You're on YouTube. What's your plan like for inventory now as opposed
Okay.
to like a year ago, right? So you started by selling stuff from your house, getting into like that eBay world, just trying to like explore like the whole platform and see what's out there, see what sells. You started hitting thrift stores. Have you actually sourced the thrift stores to sell some
Oh
stuff or no?
yes. Oh
Nice.
yes. Yeah.
What was your
So
biggest
that
like thrift store find that you would say?
oh gosh, my biggest thrift store find would have to be let me think. Let me think about it for a second. Okay, so I last year I got this Pampered Chef. I don't even know what it was. It was some type of huge candy dish, right? And I paid like 50 cents for it and it was brand new, still in the box. I ended up selling it for like 85 bucks.
Oh, what a
And I
beautiful
was like,
margin.
yeah, yeah, and that was really cool. That was like what I when I was thinking like, how am I going to get inventory? And I
Yeah.
kind of went to YouTube and
I think
typed
a lot
in,
of people that's like the biggest roadblock for people, right? It's like,
it
how do I
is.
find stuff to sell?
What
How
am
do
I
I
going to
find
do?
100 AirPods to sell? And I'm like, why are you focusing on finding 100 AirPods? Just go
Yeah,
buy some flannels and flip those and make $5
right.
each.
Yeah, and it's all a learning experience. So I went to YouTube and typed in like selling on eBay liquidations and or like used items or something, and Harry Tornado popped up.
Harry
And
Tornado.
yeah, so like he's a huge YouTuber and he thrifts and he does all this stuff. So
He
I
goes to a lot of
originally
bin stores.
yes, and I originally wanted to do that, but like I don't have the resources for that. I do not drive. I live in a rural area. We don't have public transportation. There's no taxis. Like it is country here for
Mm-hmm.
sure. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I was scrolling down and I stumbled across Lindy Glenn and
Nice. Shout out to
instantly,
Lindy Glenn.
yeah, for sure. Like, and
See,
I just
power of YouTube, just connecting people without even trying.
yes, and I just could learn. I can learn from her really easily, like just the way she talks and the way she is. Like she's just very. I love that she shares her experience and just gives back from her own experience. So I instantly started copying her. She's like she ordered from Wholesale Ninjas. That's what I did. I'm like I'm gonna order from Wholesale
Nice.
Ninjas. So I got my first, Wholesale Ninjas box, and that is exciting. When you get your first mystery box, you're like, oh my gosh, and that was really cool. Like, the
What kind
box
of
was
box
filled.
was it? Was it like a health and beauty or is it clothes or
No, it was general merchandise. I think Amazon general merchandise or maybe Target, something general merchandise, and it was 100 items. I went small. I paid like 200 and maybe 30 or 250 for it, but there were some really big items in there that were worth. That camera. There was a. Let me think about this for a second. There was a some type of car camera, like a really, really expensive
a
one that
dash
I end
cam
up
or something?
that I end up selling for like $100.
Ooh,
So
and
like
pays for half the
that,
box.
yes, and like all the other items. I mean, I don't have anything left from that first box that I got. Like
Nice.
everything sold.
Do you
So
track everything like on a spreadsheet or something? Because you said you kind of.
So I didn't used to, okay, but now I
Mm.
do. Watching these YouTube videos of people doing unboxings, and I would order where they were ordering from. And because I truly didn't know where to go. I mean, you type in mystery boxes, all these crazy things come up, which I have ordered from some of them, and crazy stories with some of them. But like, you really want to see. And that's kind of when I decided, you know what? Whatever I purchase, I'm going to share on YouTube and show my box and show these items and show what my potential profit is. And maybe, afterwards say what sold too, because that's important, how fast. That way I can kind of help people because that's what I really needed help with was finding liquidation places. I just didn't know. And it was so hard. And like I'm like that's what I'm going to do on my YouTube channel is show where I'm getting my inventory from. I'm going to share my sources and that's just what I'm going to do. I know some people don't, but I wanted to do that because I wanted that done for me.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of how I see it, right? Like a lot of people are like come up to us and they're like, why, what's up with the YouTube channel? Like, why are you sharing all this stuff? Like, you guys are like wide open with all this info. We're like, well, I don't know. Like, who cares? Like, if everyone's making money, that's great. And they're like, we're probably all going to be making money because now we all want to work together. So it's like,
exactly. And that's the way I look at it. It's like a win-win. Like I figured, like, and I'm kind of like, do for others what you want done for me, like regardless if they do it or not type deal. So like if I'm sharing my resources, that's helping other people, somehow that's gonna come around back to me somewhere. That's how I look at it, like
yeah,
sharing,
definitely.
helping, and everybody works together, because that's really the goal, is to, and I'm so new at this. Like I'm only in a year. It's not like I make hella money, I make
No, but
money.
that's honestly why I wanted to like kind of bring you on, and so you can talk about your story, because I think it's, it's there's so much information out there on like YouTube and Google, wherever, Facebook, on like, the big guys, right? Like Gary
Yes.
V like resell shit from the garage sales all the time, but it's like he's Gary V, like, you know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
hard for Gary Vee to sell anything. Like he can do whatever he wants, right? And then it's like we had Tom Schultz on the other day, like the
Yes.
previous video, and it's just like, he's been in the game for 30 years. Like he's talking about, really big things. He had 200 stalls at a flea market, right? Now he owns the largest liquidation store in America. Like it took him 30 years to get there though, right? So like
Right.
what happened like 0 to 1, like 0 to 12 months, right? What's the
Yes.
12 to 24? Like, how do you go from, not like selling stuff from your house, not knowing what eBay even is,
Yeah.
to owning the largest liquidation store in America, right? Or,
Right.
200 stalls in the flea market or retail shops, whatever it might be, right? It's a journey. It's a journey. And that's kind of why I wanted to like document a conversation with you, to show
Yes.
people like, hey, like it's never too late. Just kind of jump in,
No.
start selling. Like, even like I've always said, like I said, my mom always like, why are you always selling shit? Like, what are you doing? Like, Jesus Christ, like, going, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, I don't like, listen, like, I like to travel. I like to eat good food, right? So the way I always said, I was like, all right, I'm only getting like some really good sushi or like whatever it might be. If I can like sell that and flip it, and like if I'm making $80, like perfect, save 30, spend 50 on the whatever, food or item I wanted, right? So that's kind of how I did flipping. And then it just scaled up where I was like, holy shit, I can actually build a business out of this,
Right.
right?
And
And it
that's
just
just
keeps
it.
going.
And
But
I didn't
without
know that
my
either.
experience of like as a 13, 14-year-old, listing random stuff on eBay and, going to garage sale and flipping stuff, like I wouldn't have been able to scale up to, nice find liquidations. So it's the journey is what's important. That was my main point, people.
No,
Sorry,
I
rant.
gotcha. I got the point. Yeah, no, I was just relating, because I understand, like, and that's how I felt when I created, like, when I started my YouTube channel, is I wanted to give my experience so people can see it from, where I started up to, like, a year, and then from so on my journey. Right when I started, that's when I started my YouTube channel. They're alongside each other.
That's
So it's like,
beautiful. Yeah. You
yeah,
got
and
to
I
keep
just
that going. Do not like, don't fall off. That's what happens. Like, a lot of people will like start it. And it's both YouTube and reselling and whatever, pretty much anything that people pick up, right? They'll get going, they'll start it. They're like I don't have 1 million subscribers yet. I'm not making $1,000 a day off ads. I'm gonna quit, right? But it takes a long time. It takes a
it's
very
a
long
hard
time.
platform.
It's a very hard platform. And eBay's a
Exactly.
hard platform as well. Like eBay's
Right.
damn near impossible sometimes, right? But it's like you just gotta keep chugging along, and the
Right.
consistency is what kind
It
of makes
is.
it.
That would be
Yeah.
my biggest piece of advice to people, is stay consistent. Like if you want to get started, start around your house with items around your house, and just don't jump into buying a bunch of stuff, because like I think that's where, I got into a little bit of trouble, because I was just so excited, like I'm gonna buy this box, this box, this box. But like, you know, I think,
Like buy
you
it,
know,
sell it, use profits to
yes,
reinvest.
exactly.
Okay.
So my biggest, piece of advice is to just you got to be consistent, especially on that platform, eBay. Like you really got to be listing every day, or else,
100%. That is
it's
a great
crazy.
point. If eBay algorithm really picks up active sellers, like they love when somebody's every single day listing on that platform, right? So
Yes.
we've gotten even into the habit of creating drafts, and then the draft gets list like even it's ready to go. But let's say, we list that 50, 60, 70 items that we wanted to list. And it's like, well, don't list them all in one day because then we
Right.
won't have anything to list for the next 5 days. So we'll create some
Exactly.
drafts, save
Mm-hmm.
them, and then the next morning, like, hey, 9 a.m., you just and it's, you know what I mean? And then it just creates
Yes.
that
That
consistent flow.
consistency. Yeah, because and it's true. Like, I've recently just started doing that too. And then, let's just say I don't have anything to list, right? And I'm like, but you have to do it daily. So I go in and I do a bulk edit with all my
Nice. And it
listings.
counts as a new listing.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll change the buy it now price and I'll up it like 4 cents or
Yeah.
5 cents to all my listings. And it really does work because always instantly after I do that, it's like, oh, here we go. Here come the sales. And that's just one of the techniques. I think I learned it from Lindy Glenn. I actually watched her video
Really?
and yeah, because and it actually works. And I've recently been starting to do different stuff like the promoted listings, I'm just giving the stuff a try.
Do you do post office pickups or do you drop it
I
off?
do daily.
Nice.
Yep, I have to schedule the pick, like, because I'm in the country. So originally I was just like putting all my stuff out by the road and like this tote, and then they came and I got this note one day that's like, "Hey Nicole," like, and I've been, same mailman for years. So, "Hey Nicole,
You
you
gotta
really gotta
love that.
schedule."
Like I wonder why that is. Like that's like the only career that it's just the same person every day for years.
And I
You
like that
think they
though,
get
because you build a
bored.
relationship, and
Yeah.
it's like that's a super important part of my business is the shipping. I mean, one of the
Oh
most
yeah.
important things. I need to get those items out. So without them, I don't have a way down to the post office. Like,
Do you use just eBay shipping or do you use like pirate ship or something?
yes, I do use Pirate Ship too. Basically, I'll go on eBay and see what it's going to be. And then I'll go over to Pirate Ship and see if it's going to be any cheaper because they
Nice.
have the
Yeah,
box in the
definitely.
bag. And I use the box in the bag thing a lot. Do you know what that is?
The what?
It's the box in the bag. So you take your box and you put it in a bag, and then you can use like on Pirate Ship the bag shipping. And for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason, it brings it down like the price, sometimes like
Oh,
$3.
interesting. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know
Yeah.
that the bags are cheaper, but I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
it just can't be above 18 inches like one way, okay?
Uh-huh.
So say you got something on eBay and you're typing it in like 17 by 6, right? And it's like $15 to ship it, which I they do have like a new service which is like parcel
Side
ground. So
note, do you charge customers for shipping or is it free shipping
yeah,
always?
okay, yes, I do. I
Nice.
do. You have to. It's so
We
expensive.
started to. We were doing free shipping. Like,
So was
sorry,
I.
I cut you off, but see, this is what
No,
happens.
it's fine.
ADHD kicks in. But
No,
yeah,
me
so
too.
we used to do free shipping on all items, and then we realized like, wait,
Yeah.
people are just returning crap because it was free shipping. They get a full refund, and they're returning stuff because they can't. They're treating it like Amazon, right? They're just like,
Yes.
let's see if this whatever. Let's see if this fits my whatever. And it's yeah, and our return rates skyrocket, like we were super high. So then, and we started hunting it down. Like, hey, why are we getting so many returns? Is it because we're not testing stuff? Is it damage? Is this stuff really crap? Right? It turns out it's not. Like everything's been pretty good and tested,
Right.
and it's good items. But then, so we're like, you know what? Let's just start charging for shipping. Our returns
Yes.
went down by like literally like in half
Wow.
within a month because now it's like, oh, you're not getting your 8.99 back, and if you want to return it, you gotta ship it to us, which you're gonna get charged for. Right. So
Okay.
now people think twice about it. If, of course, the item is broken, right, and they can prove it,
Right.
like, hey, send us a picture, whatever. I'm so sorry, right? Then we'll like fully refund it. But like, we stopped doing the Amazon, like, hey, yeah, just return it, whatever, free everything, just come on, just shop with us. And yeah, it just our margins just went up exponentially because now
I
we
didn't
get less
realize you guys
return.
sold on eBay, honestly.
We definitely
You
started
still
to.
do?
Oh yeah, now we do
Wow,
too.
I'll have to go check out, that store because even when I first started and I was watching Lindy Glenn, I went and bought something from her because I wanted to see how the package came, how she packaged her items. I just wanted to see like the whole process of it because I was basically like copying her, which there's nothing wrong with that. She's successful. So like,
Yeah.
eventually I figured like
She's
I'll be
killing it.
successful.
She's killing it. What is the biggest flip to date? Well, not to date, 0 to 12 months. Because now
Okay.
you're on
Okay.
month 13. So biggest flip to date that you can think of. What would you say it was, and how much did you
Okay,
make?
so yeah, I have this totally. It's so this is so cool. I get so excited just thinking about it. last year, because I just truly
It's
didn't
the
know it was
thrill of
going to
the
be.
thrift, the thrill of the
Yeah.
flip, the thrill of the flip.
Well,
That's what it is.
so I had purchased a box of snow gear, okay, snow pants, snow coats, on a liquidation site. I think it was like Restock. I didn't know. I knew that there was going to be snowsuits. I didn't know what brand. I knew that they were new, and I knew that there was 12 items. Okay, so it cost $46 for the whole box. So that would be like $3
Oh,
and like
it's
33 cents per
a
item, right?
joke. Yeah.
So I'm like, they at least got to be like 25, $30 because like
Yes.
snowsuits are
Anything
expensive.
snow gear wise, yeah.
Yeah. So I get this box, Damien, right? And I open it up, and it is the like really good quality ski pants with the matching coats, and like
Ooh.
value between like $150 to $200, all brand new. I couldn't believe it. I about
And you're in
lost it.
snow country for sure. Like that, you guys get a
Yes.
lot of snow.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So like I paid $46 for the whole box, shipping included, okay? And it wasn't included. I actually paid 26 plus like 20 shipping. So I just took a chance, like I'm gonna make at least $20. But I went ahead and turned around and sold each of these items between like 80 and $100. And it was all so fast. I mean, it was like within a couple months. So I ended up profiting like I would say like $900 from this whole, yeah, from this whole box that I paid the $46 for. It
Ooh,
was
that's a
awesome.
return. That's good.
Oh, it was
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Like, it's so exciting. And I did it again. I'm like, let me go see if they got anything more. And I went and they had these heated jackets, right? Like, the brand was Debut. They were heated black jackets. They had like the heaters in them. And the whole box, there was 10 items for $96 total, right? So I looked these jackets up, and I saw that they were going for like $160. So I'm like, oh my gosh, if I'm paying $9 a piece, right, for these jackets, and even if I sell them for like $60, I'm making 50. So I got these jackets, and they turned really quick too. I sold them anywhere between like 70 and $90 because I do like to give people a discount too, and I like to move the inventory
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, yeah. Just yeah. Everybody wins, right? Everybody
Yes,
wins.
yes. So that was another awesome thing. Like I'm
Hell yeah,
hoping,
that's great. That's not
yeah.
bad at all. Like you so your first year you had a couple $1,000 flips. Like that's
Oh, for
good. That's
sure.
really good.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, and that was
awesome.
awesome right during Christmas time. And that's the best time on eBay too, is like December, when
Oh yeah,
Christmas
right
time is
now
like,
is about to start taking off. We're in the middle of it, like
yes,
end of
I know, I
October,
can't
like
wait.
November and December is about to be hot. But
Yeah,
okay, so that was a positive note.
right.
Let's give some the people some reality, like a reality check.
Yes.
Worst flip ever. What did you
Okay.
lose your money on the most?
Okay. So let's just talk about this. I had, and I talked to you about this yesterday. So I had purchased, okay, a pallet from liquidation.com. Okay. And I was so excited when I was on there bidding on this pallet. Like, I really felt like I was winning something. And that's why I think where they got me, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm winning. I got this pallet. It was supposed to be Target general merchandise. So when you think Target general merchandise, you literally think, I think clothes, home goods, maybe sporting goods, some electronics, and all the boxes were closed. So I ended up winning the bid, whatever, $250. And I didn't think that it'd be like
Cheap.
$400 shipping. Okay. So I paid like $650 or something for this
Pallets
whole
expensive,
pallet.
yeah,
Oh, it
for
was
sure.
nuts. And this is my first pallet, mind you. So I was super excited, like, oh man, this is going to make me a bunch of money. So this pallet gets here, and it was the whole experience, like, was awful. Like, couldn't get down my road because of the country road. I had to like go down and get these boxes and carry. Oh, it was just it was so crazy. So we get these boxes, and it's on my YouTube channel. I was opening them up, right on my right in the video. And as I'm opening them up, they're all the same thing. They're all canisters, like tin canisters about this big, for coffee. Each box had six
Like the
canisters.
whole pallet?
Yes, there was like
Oh God, that
60
sucks.
boxes. Yeah, 60 boxes maybe with six canisters, all the same in each. And so I opened these all up on my video, and it was just like, oh my gosh. So I was so disappointed, right? I mean, in the right
Was the
hands.
palette like manifested or unmanifested? Like, did they have no list of what's going to be on it?
No, this was unmanifested. Said Target general merchandise. Some may be broken, some may be returns, but like you could clearly tell, like when I got the boxes, it said canisters on them. I couldn't see in the picture. So like I felt, man, that's really crappy. Like they knew this. I kind of got fed the wrong information. So like I didn't want to sell those, Damien. I really didn't. In the right hands, if somebody owned a coffee shop or something, that would have
Yeah, I
been,
mean, even a store, right? Like you kind of put it
yeah.
out for a buck or two, but like 60 boxes at 60, like that's 360. Like you're still losing your ass on it, even if you're
Oh my
selling it a
gosh.
buck a piece.
Yeah, for sure. And then the shipping, because they were heavy, like
Yeah.
heavier. So I ended up, but like, that it turned around and I was able to get them to give me a return. I had to ship the pallet back. It was actually really funny because like I didn't have like any pallet wrap. So I was like out there using saran wrap to wrap this.
Like a true reselling mom you are. That's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's awesome.
when the guy showed up with the freight, he was like, "Are you using saran wrap to wrap the pallet?" I'm like, "That's all I got, man." He's like, "Wow, I've never seen this before." So it was pretty hilarious. But
You should have recorded that one for sure.
yeah, so yeah, I did. So I got the money back. So I decided to give him another chance, right? I'm like, I'm going to take this money and invest back in and get another pallet and give him one more chance. But then I was so dumb, I bought two pallets because I'm like, oh, if I bid on both, maybe I'll at least win one of them. Well, I won both at like 200. I know. I think it was just, I got to stay away from those because the bidding, I don't know. It just, so long story short, I ended up spending over $1,000 on two pallets with the shipping, and they come here and they were horrible. Damien, like I couldn't even. There was a lot of broken stuff. Couldn't. It was just crazy. Something spilled in it. I remember there was the red gunk. I think it was like Play-Doh or like slime, maybe like slime. So I had to throw a bunch of items away. Somebody suggested to me like, "Hey, clean those items up and sell them." But I don't have time for all that. Like I have to really look at stuff and be like, the amount of time I'm spending on this, is it really worth it?
100%. And it's like
Right.
people have to start valuing their time, right? Is this worth my time? Like, yeah, I might make $2 of profit, but like it just took you 3 hours to clean that item up. Like, I
I'm
don't think you
saying
made $2. I'm pretty sure you lost a bunch of money
that's what I'm
by
saying. So
selling
like,
it.
so I just threw a lot of it away, and I guess that I wouldn't say that was probably my worst flip. I mean, that was probably my worst purchase.
We
But
always say it on this channel. The money's made on the buy. You have like if you buy bad, you're not gonna make good money, right? Like that's
no,
just
not at
simple as that.
all.
Yeah,
So I
but
was like,
so
man,
I mean, just the pallet stuff because I kind of like I deal with this a lot, right? We sell a lot of pallets to to resellers. We sell pallets to stores and just wholesalers and whatnot. And I'll get calls all the time, like from people like you trying to buy one or two pallets, and they are 1,000 miles away. And I'm like, listen, like I could ship you something. You're not gonna make any money though on it, and that just doesn't make any sense to me. So here's a
right,
pallet place within like 2 hour distance. Go there, they'll take care of you, right? Like pallets, like I truly believe, unless it's like something like, hey, I'm buying, like 150 toaster ovens at 375. They're all brand new. Ship those to me, right?
right,
Okay, I get like that makes sense, right? Like you got your like which items are coming, your price per unit, how much shipping is going to be, so that you're going to make money in the long run anyways. So that makes sense to ship. But like a GM, like a general merchandise, like unmanifested return pallet from like Amazon or Target, don't do it. You got to buy it in
right.
person. Like or unless
Yes,
you like trust somebody, like you have a relationship built with
right.
someone, like, maybe like we'll get talking and you're like, what, I'm really like searching for this, this, and this. Right. And maybe it might take 2 months that I might call you and be like, hey, I got this, the flower pots that you really think are going to kill on, on your website, whatever it might be. So like, it's got it. Like if you're buying like a random unmanifested return pallet, like just go to the place, rent a
Right.
U-Haul, get a truck from Home Depot or something and just rent and then just go pick it up because it can get scary really quickly. Especially like because
Right.
we deal with that all the time, right? But we bring it in truckloads. So like if we get a shitty pallet, it's like sucks, cost of doing business. We got another
Yeah.
24 that are looking good. But like what if and then like if we sold that truck by the pallet and we didn't discard that shitty pallet, one person is going to be getting a very shitty pallet and
Right.
losing money on
Right.
it, right? So that's what usually happens on those bidding websites, right? Like the stuff that they put up there is just to kind of move.
Right. Right. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Like I have gotten a couple good pallets from what is it? Market Street Liquidation. I've gotten a couple good Target pallets. They're still
Definitely.
700. Yeah, they're still $750, but like I've realized now that I'm trying to I look around. I have found a place that's like a couple hours from me that they have all these different pallets. I messaged them and explained what I do, who I am, and
Yep.
what's the process. And they kind of like, oh, do I get to see the pallets? And it's 2 hours away. I figure I could go there, pick my own pallet out, put it in the van, and like that's
Yeah, that's exactly
yeah,
what it is. I mean, you're still not going to be 100%, surefire that you know what you're getting, but at least you can
right.
kind of walk around, maybe scan a few things, take a look, like, oh, this is 60 boxes of the same thing. Like, let me stay
Right.
away from that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Things like that. So definitely like buying in person when you're not buying in like crazy volume is definitely the
Yes.
move. Have you ever been scammed? Have you ever been scammed on eBay? Have you ever been scammed on, like buying a pallet, like things like that?
Okay, so I do have my own YouTube video about this because I think it's really important. It's a huge scam going on right now, and it's on Facebook Marketplace.
Yep.
It's the Zelle scam. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, so I was selling when I get big items, obviously I'm not going to ship them. So I was selling some stuff on Facebook Marketplace where they could come to my home and or
Pick it
meet
up.
somewhere and buy it. So I was selling a fridge, a couple bookshelves that I had got off some furniture. And I had gotten a message, and mind you, this is the first time I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace. So I had listed all the stuff, haven't sold anything through Facebook Marketplace. And I got a message from this guy that was like, hey, I want to buy the fridge. And I'm like, oh, cool. If I was selling it for like $100, it was a mini fridge. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, okay, well, I'll send you the money now and I'll come pick it up tomorrow. And I was kind of like, is that how it
Cash only,
works?
baby. Cash only. That
Well, I was kind of like, why would he pay and then, like
no, it
come
makes no
tomorrow?
sense. Yeah, to
It
not
makes
pick it
no
up, right? Like
sense.
you already paid.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't know. I guess let's see if this guy sends me the money, right? So he's like, you have to have a Zelle account. I knew nothing about Zelle, but I went and hurried up and made a Zelle account. And so so all of a sudden I get this email and it's like, hello, so and so is trying to send you money. But before you can do that, you have to upgrade to a business account. And you can do this by paying $300. And once you do that, that money will be returned to you along with the other $100. It was weird. And then I'm like, so he writes to me and he's like, hey, I need to know I can trust you because you know you're gonna refund me this money and then I'm gonna pay you back. And it was really weird. It just made zero sense, right? So, and
Yeah.
I was new to Zelle and I'm like, I didn't even get a notification on Zelle saying that anybody had paid me or anything. So I was like, let
Yeah.
me try to request this money and see what happens, see if it shows up. And like, so I requested it from him and it immediately showed up. So I'm like, so I went into the email and then like, it was a Gmail. It made no sense.
Nice,
So
nice.
I was so dumb. I had given out my phone number and my email. So then I'm like, okay, this is a scam. All of a sudden, this guy starts calling my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Really?
yeah. So I,
Damn, they go
block.
that far, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was crazy. And I didn't fall for it, Damien, but a lot of people have. I immediately looked online. It was like Zelle scam. It was like boom, boom, boom. I made a YouTube video about it. It's kind of blowing up
So
when
what's
it's
the goal there? Is like so then you like make like you send them the money back and then like how does
so
that work?
you send them the money, say the $300 to upgrade the account, and they get the money, right? And they never pay you.
Mm.
So I know it's really it's hard
You
to
know what I always say? Like, if these mother effers would spend the time that they're trying to scam you, because look, now he's calling you. Now you have to make these fake emails, and then, dude, start selling on eBay, bro. Like, you'll make the 400s really quick. Like, you'll make that money. I promise you. Just start utilizing your skills into a good freaking business, right? Like, what are you doing? It's crazy.
I exposed him bad. I made a YouTube
Nice.
video. I plastered his picture and was like, here. And, people have been writing me like, thank you so much for making this video, because when they're going
Nice.
through it, they type it in, my video pops up and they're like, don't
Awesome.
fall for this. Yeah. And some people have fallen for it. They have sent the $300 so they could upgrade their account so they could actually get the money that the other person owes them, but it's not real. And that's what's hard with Zelle is they say with Zelle, only do it with family and friends, because there's no type of refunds. There's,
Yeah.
so that's why they use it, because it's like, it's easy. And it just sucks. It was a horrible experience because, like, I just on Facebook Marketplace, I'm like, man, really, people taking all that time
Yeah.
just to do this. Luckily, I didn't fall for it. But yeah, I mean, that was just one scam. I mean, there's lots out there. I've had some eBay people try to scam me out of like getting returns and stuff. Well,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's all an experience. That's why I don't leave feedback for buyers right away, instantly anymore. I wait for the whole experience to be done
Yep.
and make sure they're not going to do something, because you just never know. You never know who's on the other end of that sale unless they're like a repeat buyer.
Yeah. No, makes sense. Makes sense. All right, Nicole, let's start wrapping this up because it's been 45
Okay.
minutes and I know you're a busy
Wow.
mom. Got to get back to reselling, right?
Yes.
So, what is your goal for the next 12 months? You talked about to us about your journey of the 0 to 12 months. What's next? 12 to 24. What are your plans? Any advice for others as well?
Okay, so my goals for like this upcoming years, I obviously want to expand. I obviously want to make more money. I need more inventory. I want so my goal is to get up to where my eBay store has 1,000 items in it consistently at all times. So I need
How many
to get
items are
more.
you at right now?
I think like 400.
It's not bad. That's not bad.
Right, right. I need more inventory.
Mhm.
It comes in, I sell it for discounted rate, so it goes
Like you
fast. But
thought you're
that's
getting
how.
into 500 and then it's back down to 400. That's good. That
Well,
means it's
right.
selling.
Right. So, I mean, that I just want to have a consistent like 1,000 items. Obviously, so I would need more than that. I need to get more inventory. I want to check out. I want to establish a relationship with a liquidation company that sells pallets. I'd prefer it to be one place, and I just go to them and we communicate, and so they can call me up and say, "Hey, Nicole, we just got these pallets
Yep.
in." Like that's the type of relationship I want. So, like that's what I would like to see. I want to expand on all the platforms so that everything of mine is listed on all of them. So that would be another thing. Those are really just the goals for right now, because I want
That's
to.
that sounds like a lot of work.
It
That's
is,
more
but
than enough goals, Nicole.
and just advice, like I would say because this has really changed my life. I feel so much better even about myself, that I just have this awesome thing that I love to do, and I just feel like I have such a purpose now beyond being a mom or being a wife. Like I can contribute to my household. Like last year I was the
Mm,
one who bought all my kids Christmas presents, and I've never been able to do that before because I never had, I always use my husband's money. So like
hmm
it's been so great to like have my own money to contribute and just feel like, I'm really, have this purpose. So if somebody's sitting home, and it could be a dad or a mom or anybody, anybody can do this.
Oh yeah.
And it's so cool. You go around
That's
your
the
house,
beautiful
get a
part
few
about it.
items. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've
We
had
that's
people
that
reach
this
out.
is like I'm convinced this is literally the only industry. I mean, I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Somebody's definitely gonna correct me on this, but like this is the only industry where you can like go from 0 to like 100 really, really quick. Like you can seriously start by flipping stuff out of your garage, and then it's like you
Yes.
kind of start scaling and scaling, and you buy one pallet, and then two, and then six, and then half a truck, and then the truck, and then 10 trucks, and 20 and 40, and it just keeps going, right? And it's like
Right.
it's beautiful because it builds on itself, right? So it's
Right.
like if you do it correctly, like you'll sell that pallet. Now you have double the amount of money, so you can buy two
Yes.
pallets, and then you have
Right.
double that amount of money, so now you can buy four pallets, and it just keeps going, right? That's
Yes,
awesome.
yes. And I love this. So anybody can do it. And I would just say, start small, and, kind of keep track of what you buy. Cause that's something I wish I would have done, is just not just buy, like buy, sell, take the profit,
Be a little
and,
bit more selective and
yeah. Like, and, and definitely have an eBay store. Like I know a lot of people don't, and I don't really understand that, because there's so much more you can do with having an eBay
oh,
store
rather
that.
than like the free account, like actually
Yes.
upgrade to a store.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, for
okay.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
great
because you
advice
could,
for sure. You get a lot more
yeah,
options. You get a lot more, you're protected. Your fees are better. Like
yes,
they automatically decrease your fees. Your selling limits go up. So there's a lot of good things with the store for sure. But Nicole,
yes.
where can people find you? What is your YouTube channel name? How can they contact you? Let them know.
Okay. Yes. So my YouTube channel, Crazy Beautiful Nicole dash Journey of a Reseller. And my eBay store is Crazy Beautiful Deals with a Z instead of an S at the end.
Awesome. 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 All right. Well,
Thank you,
thank you so
Damien,
much
so much.
for being on here. Thank you so much for sharing your story and being so
Yeah,
open about it. And
thank
yeah,
you.
I hope to see you soon. One day, maybe we buy a pallet from me.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
that's
we'll be in
exciting.
touch.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah,
Have an
subscribe.
awesome day. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.